Today, guys, fishing for northern pike and tip-ups in midwinter. And this can be a great time of year to fish for northerns. This is getting to be that time of year where everything else kind of slows down a little bit just with the weather and how much ice and snow cover. And this year hasn't been too bad though, but this can be a great way to kill a few hours out in the lake. See what we got going here. This lake I'm on today, I feel it's not known for giant northerns, but it's got a lot of them. I know I can have a lot of fun out here chasing flags all day. Right out of his mouth. That's alright. As fast as these flags have been going up, I'm going to have another one in no time. I'm going to check the bait and get him back down there. Oh yeah. He's good. Still kicking and swimming. One of the main things about these midwinter northern pike is shallow. And I'm not talking shallow like in summer where you fish them in 2, 3, 4 feet of water. I'm talking about 10 to 12 feet tops. That's it. And occasionally I will throw a tip-up up in about 3 feet of water. A lot of times those really big boys like to swim up there real shallow and they'll chase perch and minnows and everything else that kind of swim shallow in the air. But 12 to 14 feet seems to be a magic number this time of year for northern pike. And they're pretty easy to catch and fairly easy to locate. So I'm just gonna wait for another flag now. Get us a nice one. I think he dropped it. I can see the sinker. Oh, he's spinning that like a big walleye. I'm sure it's a northern, but tip-ups really are one of the best ways to fish midwinter northerns like this, just for the simple fact that it allows you to spread out so much more than it would if you're trying to fish a bobber line. Where are you? There, he's starting to run. Got him. Another little guy, but I'll take him. We've had some pretty good action today. They're just a little guy, but the action today has been unreal. I mean, tip-up flags have been going up every 2 or 3 minutes. It's hard to even keep up with it sometimes, and you gotta find these spots out here. Like the spot we're on is just a tiny bit of a point sticking out in this otherwise featureless lake. And that's the key part, is if you do have a featureless lake like this, you got to find something that's going to hold those fish, something those fish are going to funnel through like that. Whether it's a small little hump that's maybe only a foot or two difference, or a little point like this, or just a patch of green weeds. It's those little things like that that you ought to look for and spend a little time finding them, because once you do, you're going to have a blast like we are today. We're going to get another minnow on. Here. Yet. I like, when I come up to a tip up like this, I like to look down first, see if I can see my sinker. Pick her up nice and slow, lines to the side, that's a good sign. Get some extra in there. These fish have an appetite like a shark. They will literally almost eat anything they can fit in their mouth. You want to feel for them a little bit. I can feel him right there, but I'm going to try to get him to run a little bit. Where I know he's got that thing in his mouth. Alright, I think he's got it. Nope. Right out of his mouth again. Well, guess I'll put another minnow down and try it. That's all you can do. You can't catch every one of them, but just setting this one down, Northern took it right out of my hand. He's still there. Oh yeah. Same thing with tip-ups as you do with jigging. You kind of gotta, when you're feeling for them, you want to tease them a little bit. Get them to run. Get them to eat that bait. This one's about 3 inches. Holy! I'll take that. That's a bonus. A nice little jumbo perch right there. Good fish. That minnow was bigger than he was. Still alive. Get a new minnow on. Dropped it. Got the minnow and dropped it. Moving pretty slow. Feel him chewing on it. Kind of want him to run a little bit. I like to let him, there he goes. I like to let them run a little bit. That just helps me know if they get it in their mouth. All right. Nothing special. But these shallow, small little structures like this will always hold fish of all kinds, not only northerns, but other fish too. And they're easy to find. You can look at any lake map, you can find them really easy. Just go out, drill a bunch of holes on them, start fishing a bunch of spots until you find these little areas like we got going on where the fish are just congregating. You can get another minnow on, you can get another one. Nice and slow. I'll let this one eat it. I got a pretty good sized minnow in here. Feel him chewing on it. There he goes. There, got him. No. Minnow was almost bigger than he was. But they are action. You'll have action like this just about until dark, and then they'll kind of stop biting right around dark, and mainly the reason is they just can't see that well. Not like walleyes where light reflects off their eyes and they can see better at night. These guys, once it gets dark, they're pretty much done. So you got a pretty good window, and they'll bite all day long like this. So it's pretty easy. Just find these spots like we've been on today, and you can catch a lot of these fish.